Ever wonder why your bank account works differently when you cross the Atlantic? The answer might shock you. US and UK banking systems operate under completely different regulatory philosophies. And these differences directly impact how safe your money is, what fees you pay, and even who's watching out for you. Let's start with the US system, born from the ashes of the Great Depression when thousands of banks collapsed. America's banking landscape is incredibly fragmented with over 4,000 banks. Meanwhile, the UK has just a handful of major players controlling most of the market. This creates entirely different problems. In the US, regulation is split between at least 6 different federal agencies plus state regulators. The UK consolidated almost everything under 2 main regulators after the 2008 financial crisis. But what does this mean for your money? In the US, the FDIC protects your deposits up to $250,000 per bank per depositor. While in the UK, the Financial Services Compensation Scheme covers up to $85,000, about $110,000. That's a massive difference if you've got substantial savings. Have you spread your money across multiple banks? Now let's talk about fees. American banks are notorious for their creative fee structures. Overdraft fees, ATM fees, minimum balance fees, account maintenance fees, they're everywhere in the US. UK banks have fewer fees, and when they exist, they're typically more transparent and regulated. Did you know US banks collected over $15 billion in overdraft fees alone in a single year? The UK's Financial Conduct Authority actively prosecutes unfair banking practices and puts consumer protection first. The US approach, more like buyer beware, with complex terms and conditions you need a law degree to understand. International transfers reveal another stark difference. Sending money abroad from the US? Prepare for pain. The UK implemented a faster payment system in 2008, making transfers instant and often free. The US is still catching up. Mobile banking? The UK leads by miles, with features the US is just starting to adopt. But here's where it gets personal. Interest rates on your savings. Many US savings accounts offer interest rates so low, they're practically insulting, often below 0.1%. UK online banks typically offer more competitive rates due to the more concentrated competitive market. The big question? Are you getting the best deal possible with your current bank? Most people aren't even aware of better options. One unique US feature: community banks and credit unions, which often provide better service than the giants. The UK counters with challenger banks, digital-only operations disrupting traditional banking with innovative features. Ever received a fraud alert from your bank? The approach to security differs dramatically, too. The UK pioneered chip and PIN technology years before the US and has stronger fraud protection systems. Meanwhile, the US still uses paper checks regularly, something that's practically extinct in the UK. Let's talk mortgages. US homeowners typically lock in 30-year fixed rates, while UK mortgages reset every few years. Imagine your mortgage payment suddenly changing. That's normal in the UK, but would cause panic in America. Have a complaint about your bank? UK customers have powerful ombudsman services with teeth. US customers often face arbitration clauses that limit their rights to sue banks for misconduct. After the 2008 financial crisis, both countries took different paths. Did you know the UK's reforms were actually stricter? The UK implemented ring fencing. separating risky investment banking from everyday retail banking. The U.S. passed Dodd-Frank, but many provisions have since been weakened or eliminated. So what happens if your bank fails? This is where the systems really diverge. The U.S. has an incredibly efficient system for handling failed banks, often resolved over a weekend. The U.K. process can take longer, though both systems aim to protect depositors first. What about cryptocurrency? Both countries are still figuring it out, but their approaches couldn't be more different. The UK is working on integrating crypto into existing frameworks, taking a more progressive stance. The US approach is fragmented, with different agencies fighting for jurisdiction and states creating their own rules. For travelers and expats, these differences create real headaches. Have you experienced this? U.S. banks often charge foreign transaction fees of 3% or more, while many U.K. banks offer fee-free global spending. Perhaps the biggest difference is open banking, a revolution that started in the U.K. but barely exists in America. Open banking forces U.K. banks to share your data, with permission, with other services to get you better deals. U.S. banks fight against this concept, preferring to keep you locked into their ecosystem. The transparency difference is striking, too. UK banks must publish complaint data and satisfaction scores. U.S. banks, they can hide behind complexity and rarely publish comparable performance metrics. So, which system is better? That depends on what you value most: innovation, stability, consumer protection, or convenience. The U.S. system excels at stability and deposit protection, but often fails on consumer-friendly innovation. The U.K. leads on consumer protection and technological innovation, but has a more concentrated market. The real lesson? Understanding these differences can help you make smarter choices with your money. Many savvy consumers are now using multiple accounts across systems to maximize benefits and minimize drawbacks. The future? Both systems are slowly converging, adopting the best elements from each other. Digital wallets and fintech are blurring these distinctions anyway. Traditional banking might be completely transformed within a decade. Here's the golden insight. Your banking choices matter more than you think. They directly impact your financial future. Most people never question their banking setup, but now you know better and can make smarter choices. Which banking regulation surprised you most? Let me know in the comments. Next week, we're diving into international tax laws that could save you thousands. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Understanding global legal differences isn't just interesting, it's essential in our connected world. See you next time. Remember, informed banking choices lead to financial freedom. Take control of your money today. Your wallet, your choice. But now you're equipped to make the best one possible. Until next time.